What's up, gang? It is June 11th, Tuesday, 2013. I just want to take a look at Plug once again. We've been in and out of this stock several times. I'm not exactly sure how much money I've made on this thing so far. Probably around 6-7 grand, I would say. Could have made a huge amount of money if we just continued to swing this. Following the Foos 4 strategy. As you can see, this thing still has yet to break down the 13 EMA. After that breakout that we bought into at 24.5 cents, which was a revival pattern, which is same exact pattern I teach over and over again in the Foos 4 DVD. I was long about 70,000 shares down at 24.5, or I think I was averaging about 26 after adding a few times in there. But first buy was around 30,000 at 24.5. Made about 4 grand, 4,500 or so on that first roundup, and then missed buying in on this second huge rip right here. But we did just buy in again yesterday as this bounced off the 13 EMA. I locked in my profits this morning, and as you can see, PLUG basically held up perfectly. It came back down, retested right near the midpoint breakout support. Unfortunately, I just did not have the patience to continue to hold, as I didn't want to see this thing just completely collapse like it has done in the past, where it just completely swallowed up all the profits, and I gave back about $5,000 in profits on this session right here on this red day when I was up $10,000 near the highs. I ended up only locking in about 4,500 and giving back about 4,500 and selling my other position for about break even right before it bounced. So it's a very volatile stock, and I just didn't want to see that happen again. So I locked in my gains this morning, about $1,600 in profits, just a quick little trade. Then I went in for another secondary scalp on based on the intraday pattern. We'll pull up the intraday chart over here. We'll be talking about CPRX next, which is unbelievably beautiful. But looking at PLUG here, you can see here's the opening price. This thing just completely collapsed pretty hard right out of the gate. So once I saw this major sellers coming in right off the bat here at the open, I got a little hesitant and nervous about holding on to this stock. So I locked in half at 47 cents and then sold the rest at 46 cents, just locking in my gains. And then I bought in again here up in the 48s as it was looking like it was going to potentially break at F1 and potentially break out again after that morning panic sell-off. But it did not. It came all the way back down and sold off. I took about like a $200 or something loss there, so very small. But coming into the close here, it broke again. So we have an F3 breakout into the close, ripped up in the 52s, and now pulling back once again, back down to 49.5. Now it's at 49, about 50 cents. We bought in at 40.5 cents, just 10,000 shares. Not a huge position whatsoever, only about what's that, like $4,800. For me, that's a very, very small position, but I want to be able to be part of this trade still if this continues to rip. This could easily rip into the 50s and hold into the later this week. This is a very, very bullish chart. Volume remains hot. We're still above the 13 EMA after that revival pattern that we broke out of, down at about 25 cents. So still definitely very bullish on Plug. It would have been nice to not get stopped out today, but if we look at the Dow today, which was absolutely retard mode right out of the gates. So let's look at that over here. You can see, looking at the Dow here, this is the opening bell. We were down, significantly. This is the open. Just slap. Ouch. Whoa. Everything's collapsing, hard to say what the hell's going to go on here. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, market completely redeems itself and goes green on the day, then completely collapses again, and now we're getting a little bit of a pop into the close. So very volatile market, trying to decipher what the frick's going to happen here. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I'm just trying to play it as best I can. If I have a profit, I want to at least make sure I'm making some money here when the market's extremely volatile like this. Especially when the market's volatile like this as well, it's much more difficult to swing trade because of the intraday action is so crazy. Your profits can turn into losses very, very quickly. So it's important that we're locking in profits on the way up and making sure you're not giving back all your gains. And so that's why I didn't have much patience this morning on PLUG. You know, if we're above the 13 EMA and is trending like we were back here, I'd be a lot more patient. But you know, being that the market has been swinging, you know, 70 to 100 points every morning, when the Dow futures are swinging that much pre-market, you know, just like that's why the market opened basically so low. Was because the Dow futures were down about 100 points right out of the gates. So the market is automatically collapsed and then ripped back up. So it's a very difficult market right now, especially for swing trading. But fortunately, things worked out pretty well with us. PLUG, you know, locked in profits right out of the gates at the open. As we did gap open, you know, a penny or so, thankfully, when the market was gapping down significantly. So I wanted to take advantage of that. But now we're back up, 50 cents. I'm back in. Hopefully we can see a spike into tomorrow. Next up is CPRX. You know, this is one that we've traded in and out of about 3, maybe 4 times now, trying to catch this breakout. It's a very similar thing that kind of happened with the CHTP. You know, I had been trying to catch the breakout on CHTP for, you know, months, trying to catch this $2 roll break. I tried to get it buy in here, failed, tried to buy it in again here, failed, bought it here and here, failed every time, and sold for very minimal losses. And finally we bought back in right here, and it's absolutely ripped this stock twice here. You know, I bought back in on the dip at 217 and ripped it again. So same thing here on CPRX. This thing is finally breaking out here. Hopefully we can hold the close above $1 per share, as that would be very bullish. You know, I'm long pretty heavy here, 35,000 shares, averaged in at, what's my average here, about 96 cents or so. So I definitely, you know, think we can get a gap fill up towards 140-ish or so on CPRX. That would be the first short-term target. You know, a gold pattern like this can definitely have potential to run up towards 2. Obviously, that's going to take a shit ton of patience, of which I have 0. I just can't hold that long. Kind of like FNMA, the same exact freaking pattern. I was long 30 or 40,000 shares under 1, and I sold, you know, in between 120 and 155 on FNMA right before it ripped all the way up to $5, over $5 per share. So I could have had, you know, the biggest trade of my lifetime, huge there, but it's, you know, very difficult to have the patience to hold that long. And yeah, it just sucks to see that not happen. So CPRX, you know, hopefully I can have some balls to be patient and maybe swing this trade up to the 140s with 35,000 shares. That would be awesome. It'd be a pretty significant profit there. We just added again at 103 into the close. You know, basically if we can close strong, that's definitely going to be a very bullish sign here on CPRX. Kind of depends on what the market's going to do here into the close. All of a sudden, if we just start getting some heavy selling, CPRX could definitely get some heavy selling. But we are looking to finally have a strong close. As I bought in back here off the 13 EMA, had to sell at 1 and then sold again. I bought in again this time, thinking that I was going to break out 1, got stopped out for a loss, and now this day finally, you know, this had been on the watch list. We got in long at the open at 92 cents when it broke above yesterday's high. And we're looking great here. Huge volume. The Street just wrote a article. Street.com just wrote an article about this stock today as well. So we're looking pretty good. I definitely can't complain with the way this looks. It's definitely the best FUS4 chart on the market today, and that's why I went long. You know, fairly heavy, 35,000 shares. I'll even continue to add this. You know, potentially if we get a midpoint dip tomorrow, I'll potentially even add more. So we'll see how this goes. I definitely want to make a crap load of money on this. I want you guys to make a crap load of money on this. So hopefully we can have this make our week just 10 times better as we head towards Friday. But anyways, that's basically it for the stocks I'm looking at right now. Both Plug and CPRX are kicking ass, taking names. They're both FUS4 patterns. You guys got to learn this stuff. You better be looking at the watch list, because that's where all this stuff, you know, majority of my stock picks derive from the watch list. So it's extremely important that you are prepared. You know, I bought this stock right out of the gates this morning at 92 cents. As soon as that broke above yesterday's high, which was 92 cents, I fired away at 15,000 shares right out of the gates. You know, it spiked very, very quickly right as soon as that happened. So you guys need to be prepared to potentially even buy in before me and understand and recognize what these patterns are. You know, For those of you who are just, signed up and, plan on clicking the buy and sell button, aimlessly, like dumb retards that, don't even really know what you're doing, just going to click the buy and sell button because I said so, you're not going to make it very far in the stock market in the long term. You're going to get in late. You're not going to have very good buy prices, which is going to affect your risk reward. So you guys got to be educating yourselves and understanding what I'm talking about when I buy these stocks, and understand what I'm talking about when I put them on the watch list. So anyways, education is the most important thing you guys can be doing for yourselves. So definitely check out the Foos 4. Definitely glad you guys are watching this video, and that's about it for today. And let's hope for another great session for CPRX and PLUG into tomorrow.